I never thought we'd see the day that the DNA of RWA would be here on the RWA zone, but we never thought that because we never thought we'd see T Phoenix back in a wrestling ring having a match, but that's exactly what happened here at April Reign with you coming out and defending Cameron Mark against Jeremy Lacroix. So now that that issue is seemingly put to bed, the question's got to be asked. What's next for Big Daddy T? Is there more in store in an in-ring capacity?
Zach, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? And
Yeah.
you know what? There's a ton of talent on this roster, and there's only so many spaces to go around. And I would feel very guilty taking one of those spaces from one of our talented individuals. You know, it's nice to get in there every so often, but as for the future goes, I'm looking ahead to Wrestle Prom. I'm looking ahead to providing a one-of-a-kind experience for our fans and all in attendance. And that's really where my head's at, putting the show on, not getting back in the ring actively as a competitor on a month-to-month basis.
That's what we do. We make wrestling happen, right?
Hey, friend.
Hey, pal.
I said,
Hi. Good to see you back in the ring. Wondering where you've been. One of the people that don't return my phone calls. So, next month, Wrestle Prom. I need a prom date. So, you're my prom date.
Come on.
Yeah. No. You go out there and tell your nephew you're not going to be my partner then.
You're going to go there?
I am going to go there.
You're gonna put the kid between us?
Yes.
All right. You know what? Yeah, I'll be your date to the prom.
Good. Oh, by the way, bring your black pants.
talk about quite the promposal.
Bob Whitney said it. Are we ready for the main event? Tag team action goes down for this one.
And the tag team action has been strong here tonight at April Reign. But when it comes to tag team wrestling in general, whether it be New England or the independents, it doesn't get much more than the OG.
The unit arrived in the RWA and captured tag gold early on. The OG was a part of it, but there was a moment in his career where he realized that he was bigger and better and had other plans to go, and aligned himself with his nephew, Cash Money.
Yeah, I mean, this is a long-time familial association between the OG and the Hoods. You know, they had a little 4-on-1 in the Secret City, collaboration with the PVD. Trigga the OG actually assisted Davey Cash in being the Triple Crown champion and maintaining that status, and now looks to regain his status as tag team champion alongside the young highlight kid. Of course, that is easier said than done when it comes to the current holders of the tag team championships. Because RWA has officially become unit territory. And the unit have been absolutely dominant since freebirding the titles over to AJP, a true brethren of sorts. I mean, these two have gone back. That mentor and student relationship dates back to some of the earliest AJP matches, and JT Dunn has traveled the world as part of the unit and in his own right, and has come back home to the RWA to see his offspring in a sort, AJP, rise to the prominence that he believes has been destined since its inception.
We never thought that we'd see the day that the unit arrived in the RWA and that JT Dunn and AJP would be on the same page. And who would have expected months later the reign that these guys have had? But they got a challenge at themselves. They got a guy who was there at the start of the unit, Trigga the OG, so he knows what's to come. But does he give enough information to Cash Money? Are they ready for this contest?
I mean, you want to talk about tag team specialists? Trigga the OG is as tag team specialist as you can find. And Cash Money comes from a royal tag team bloodline in the hoods. So this could be, as much as this is a first-time tag team pairing, this could be the most dangerous threat to JT and AJ's title reign. As Tony P holds up those very prestigious championships.
The unit getting that huge win over Guapo Suave, forming the new monarchy right after the match. It was something, those little techniques though. AJP and JT Dunn were getting along, but it was at the end where AJP offered the sign of respect. JT Dunn wasn't for it, and at the end it backfired right against them.
Yeah, see, JT has been trying to help AJ unlock what we've been calling the real AJP. And at the core of the real AJP is a man who has emotion, a man who respects this business, who literally builds that ring from the ground up. But Trigga the OG doesn't care about that, feels that his right was stolen from him, and he looks to take it back in the worst way possible against a man who has been his best friend for the better part of 20 years.
Early in the match, he doesn't care, slamming JT Dunn against that canvas right there and immediately picking him up, applying the pressure, going a little old school now.
Back in February, that Trigga the OG, like you mentioned, felt that he needed to find those greener pastures, felt that the members of the unit had passed him by, felt that they weren't including him in particular tag team championship business. But JT Dunn looking to take care of his own business the way he has.
Wiping the OG off his feet right now.
You know, we mentioned the Monarchy, this new Monarchy. JT Dunn got a little bit of a lick of payback last night over the Monarchy alongside Danny Miles. Now with AJP here tonight, he has to turn his focus to Trigga the OG and Cash Money. Keep the focus 100% on the RWA Tag Team Championships, and you're seeing the fluid motion between mentor and student.
Big leg drop from AJP. The chemistry gets better and better with the unit every time that they are in the ring, and AJP learning from JT Dunn, taking it to the ring, keeping OG down.
Now, it's interesting we even see this pairing of JT Dunn and AJP being as strong as it is, considering that there was a time where it was questionable if AJP was even still part of the unit, if he still believed in the ideologies that JT Dunn preaches. But we've seen that connection grow. We've seen them find that chemistry. But Trigga the OG and Cash Money clearly have a plan in place, and it looks like they're going to try and keep the young gun exactly where they want him, dead center. And look at taking a page out of the Hood's playbook. That's something that Cash usually does with his father, and the OG filling the role perfectly. Will Cash Money fill the role of tag team champion? Not yet.
Backseat's back, a big piece of the dream sequence right there. Big kick across the dome of AJP, feeling that one. But Cash Money now talking the talk right there, and AJP is starting to get to his feet.
The two young lions of their respective teams, but JT Dunn now finding his man Trigga the OG and finding a little 2-on-1, but using momentum on his side.
Wiping Cash Money out. JT Dunn's got OG where he wants him. Beautiful crossbody right there.
JT Dunn making that dad bod work right now. Making his son proud in the crowd right now.
Oh, but JT Dunn feeling a little froggy, it looks like, taking some flight.
Wanted to pull his own highlight, but AJ's gonna take one for the highlight reel himself, taking out the highlight kid and the highlight OG.
AJP grabbing Cash Money, striking him right there, throwing him inside the ring. 1-1 once again, cover.
Yeah, we talk about secret cities, we talk about unit territories. At the end of the day, the RWA is AJP's home. And JT Dunn, this is his original stomping ground. So these two are fighting for pride. They're fighting for their house, to see it not be torn down by those who'd like to see less fortunate for the tag team championships. The Cash Money obviously not gonna stay down for very long. I mean, you know he feels slighted after losing to Jeremy Bell to Mike Montero, losing a guaranteed championship opportunity anytime he wanted. So now has to make the most. He's making the most of this opportunity that's been presented by the OG, and OG is paying dividends in his own right. That's what comes with the experience of a Trigga. The OG tag team specialist is the best way to describe it. I mean, this is a guy who has held tag team championships with a current WWE superstar, former United States champion Carmelo Hayes, but it's his current protege Cash Money that just threw an inadvertent shot at him, and now AGP looking to find the escape sequence.
We never seen that one before, trying to prevent it. OG feeling this one, but Cash Money is there. They've only teamed for one match, but what chemistry right now between Cash Money and Trigga the OG. They know what's coming, and they've done their homework.
I mean, OG has also faced AJP and JT Dunn in separate singles matches, so he knows their movesets inside and out. Cash Money, no stranger to AJP, but you know that Trigga is feeding him information about JT as well. You know that they have the unit playbook scouted. I mean, hell, the move that AJ and JT have been using, that Take the Pledge, is something that the Trigga the OG innovated when they were tag team champions. So you know that's eating away at Trigga the OG every moment that his tag team championship is in somebody else's hands.
Big tag in at Trigga the OG right now. You talk about the chemistry with these two. Everything the unit has done, Trigga the OG was one of the first people that JT Dunn invested in. And is it going to continue today? Is OG going to reign supreme as AJP suffering another big boot from the OG?
OG is somebody who has passed by for a very long time. Everybody he ever associated with, he watched them be the next one up. He watched them move on up. Cash Money could very well be that next one. He could be the next generation of great talent to come out of this area, especially if he keeps taking the lessons of a Trigga the OG. I mean, he's already learning that ring like the back of his hand when it comes to his father, his cousins. And if somebody like Trigga the OG, I mean, hell, Jason Devine has even been rolling with them. So this Hoods is just getting more and more expansive, and JT Dunn is having enough of their chicanery.
OG now grabbing AJP against the guardrail right there, and it's not looking so good. Cash Money and OG on the same page.
They have that ring completely cut in half, and they're getting closer and closer to 3 all night, especially in these earlier tag team matches we had here at April Raid. We talked about what strategies they have to take in order to achieve victory, and right now we're seeing it yet again, isolating the young gun. Cash Money, I feel like he sees T in his eyes every time he hits AJ. We all saw T put a whooping on Jeremy Lacroix earlier tonight. Cash Money right now continuing the onslaught on AJP. But might have spoken too soon. They're trying to find the defect, but OG grabbing a head full of hair, and the onslaught continues.
OG grabbing AJP, swinging a miss. Can he make it to JT Dunn? Cash Money making it even more difficult, brushing him off. OG coming in right now. And it's 2 against 1, not looking so good. And before you know it, AJP, he might be suffering a pin tonight.
Tony P's got to get some order in there right now. He can't allow these two to keep on mugging him outside of the confines of the rules. AJP just hitting anything that moves and gets caught, leaping, desperately reaching for JT Dunn, but gets trapped right back in enemy corner, but finds unit territory, finds JT Dunn, and now JT Dunn putting his elbow in faces.
Elbow to everyone right now. OG feeling that one right there, knocking him right out, fresh into this match. Cash Money wants a piece.
JT Dunn, after that swerve of Guapo Suave, told AJ that they can no longer afford to make mistakes, and Cash Money may have made a huge mistake. Gets caught in that snap suplex, exploding him into the corner.
Folding him inside out, charging the corner. Cash Money seems to have an answer.
JT has a lot of catching up to do to keep the tag team titles within the unit. Trigga the OG trying to find it open. Setting him up and over, but JT sends a shoulder to the gut.
Double stop to the back. JT hasn't forgot about Cash Money cover. This could do it. Kick out at 2.
Talk about tag team greats. That combination was worth $1 million. But Cash Money is continuing to be a money player for Trigga the OG, keeping his chances of getting the tag team title back.
Looking to call his shot. They say it all the time. The biggest elbow from the smallest state. JT done. Death by. No, swing and a miss. OG has an answer. Reversal what JT did early in the Fresh Prince of the RWA. Unsuccessful. Trying to go for the mushroom stomp. How about an El Darte? Cash. Kick out at 2.
Cash damn near stole it dirtily. But how's that for a cutter out of nowhere?
OG there to break things up, and this contest can go any way right now. OG sending AJP to the outside.
We're deep in the championship minutes, as they would say in boxing, in the star-studded main event here at RWA April Rain. The tag team titles hang in the balance. Will it be OG Cash Money? Will it be the unit?
JT Dunn getting picked up by Cash Money and OG. Trying to fight back whatever fight he has left, and Cash Money and OG making it more difficult. Cover, we can have new champs. JT kicks out.
Just barely able to get that shoulder up. Impressive tag team innovation maneuvers from Cash and OG. Again, first time tagging. You would never be able to tell by the way they're performing in there right now with all the tools they have at their disposal, and they may be using a classic hood tool. But AJ knew what was coming. JT stacks the pin.
Only a 2 count. This could be the moment JT has been looking for. Up and over he goes. JT Dunn trying. OG getting him for the reverse pedigree. Cover. No.
Drops him on the block and on the back of his head, and now getting right in the face of AJP, who takes it into Guri to his own face. JT rolls through. Closer and closer this match gets to being over, but still not. And JT, you heard him calling the shot, but that momentary hesitation.
Cover.
Oh, come on, no.
Only a 2 count, grabbing the tights. AJP finding a way to kick out of this one.
You know OG doesn't care how he gets it done. It just matters that you get it done, especially with his tag team championship within his fingertips reach. Telling the RWA faithful exactly how he feels about the crowd that once made him famous. Now looking to make himself more famous. That's a death by elbow of fame.
And AJ picking OG up, calling his shot. Cover. Cash Money prevented. They did it. Zach, what a clinic we just witnessed. AJP and JT Dunn gave it everything that they had. Trigga the OG and Cash Money came with a fight, but at the end of the day, the words that Bob Whitney said were, and still, tag team champions.
The Hoods claim to be the kings of tag team wrestling, but by the end of April Rain here tonight, the unit are the ones still wearing the tag team crowns, because when you fool around, you find out, and fools get murked. And still, tag team champions, AJP, JT Dunn.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can't thank you enough for tuning in for this one and tuning in for all of April Rain. From Zachary Levi, from Chris Sanders, thank you for welcoming us into your home. This was RWA April Rain. We will see you at WrestleProm.